Good afternoon, everybody. We're not going to do any fancy intros. We're not going to do any of that business because, yeah, Az and I are here not for fun reasons, but for reasons that seem to keep popping up in this world of pop culture we live in. But this one seems to hit a little bit closer to home, wouldn't you say?
Um, yeah, it's frustrating, it's annoying, it's hypocritical. It's everything that you wanna. It's everything that they profess to stand against. They don't. All these fucking weirdos in the industry who claim they want to have a voice, and yet they'll do anything to shut down anyone else's voice. It's sad. It's sad and it's pathetic, and it's jealousy as well.
Yeah, I mean, just to not bury the lead here, for those who may not know what's going on, Dynamite put out a tweet this morning and said, or actually just a couple hours ago here, in speaking with Cecil, neither one of us realized the cover would be so polarizing. We discussed and are not moving forward with the cover or the campaign, says Nick Barucci, CEO and publisher of Dynamite. And of course, that is referring to the Cecil cover for the Vampirella comic book that just launched just a couple days ago, wasn't it?
3 days ago.
Yeah, just 3 days ago.
Launched, yeah.
And they've already done pretty well on it. But needless to say, there was some Karens out there who felt the need to and try and get Dynamite to bend the knee.
Well, Karen wanted to speak to the manager of Dynamite Comics.
Yeah.
That's what Karen wanted to do. And they absolutely hate when somebody this is Cecil's own sort of interpretation. He's kind of like a Comicsgate celeb.
Yeah. I mean,
Cecil. Yeah, he's a personality. He got together with Donald DeLay and they created the Cash Grab comic. Off camera, Cecil was running through some of the kind of gags in it and where it leads, and it was like I was howling. It just sounded fucking hilarious, just absolutely hilarious. Which was great stuff, and yeah, because of his success, that got what? That's on about $176,000 at the moment. The Cash Grab by Cecil. And so because of his success, Dynamite approached him with the concept of this cover, and it's just a fun cover to have. It's a variant cover to have. You don't have to buy it; you can buy it. This is what really confuses and frustrates me. Is if this was the lead cover, then I could understand, in as much as this would be your only option. But this is a variant cover, a crowd-funded variant cover. So only people who legitimately want to pick it up would come to the campaign to specifically do that. It's no skin off anyone's nose. It's nothing. And to have, Gail Simone is just jealous because Gail Simone is an irrelevant fucking piece of shit nowadays. She's not known for her work anymore. She's known for being a leader of a whisper network and a persistent canceller of people. She's known for getting into the industry by kicking up a fuss. She's known for having her editor sacked at DC because she's a lazy and has terrible work ethic. And because of the fuss that she can kick up, she's presented with work after work after work. So that's what you kind of think when you think of Gail Simone. You don't think of a good writer because she's not. She's garbage. And when you've got a bunch of people with a big ego, low self-esteem, and a distinct lack of talent in the comic industry, mainstream comic industry, which we have right now, Then, of course, when they see somebody like Cecil getting success, getting support, which is more important, getting support by people, then it must absolutely eat at them, eat at their soul. They must be full of just vitriol and jealousy and envy and anger that people love Cecil. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy. He can make anybody laugh on a dime.
He's a genuinely good guy.
Yeah, he's legit. This isn't an act that he puts on.
I don't know him that well. I've only really gotten to know him in the last, few. I mean, I've streamed on and off with him for like a year, but really talked to him here in the last few months, and he's a really genuine, great guy.
You speak to him off camera, he's exactly the same as on camera. There's no difference whatsoever. When he's on Twitter, when he's upset, you can feel he's upset. When he's frustrated, you can feel he's frustrated. When he's happy and joyful, you can feel it. He wears his heart on his sleeve. There's nothing phony about the guy. And to have so many people gravitate towards him, he's a man's man. He's an everyday man that we can all relate to. And so that's why people gravitate towards him. His personality, his charm, his humor, his character. These are all great personality traits to have. And it must eat these people when their personality traits are filth, trash, disgusting, bitchy, hypocritical, toxic. When those are your personality traits, like the mainstream industry, then yeah, it's got to eat you up inside, and you got to do what you're programmed to do, and that's the only thing they can do, which is to try and tear down people because of their success.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of go through a little bit here what Bleeding Fool had to say about this. Many openly hard left activists who also work in the comics community have ridiculously denounced the loose-knit group on multiple occasions and are supported by the shill media. But when Dynamite Comics recently tweeted support for Cecil and planned to put out a variant cover featuring Vampirella, Red Sonja, and Cecil, via an Indiegogo campaign, many creators lost their minds. And this is, not just creators, but it was the whole shit bang of them. Because like I said, they were coming out of the woodwork. Cecil is a YouTube comedian provocateur that openly brands himself as Comicsgate, and was present when CEO Nick Barucci supported artist Billy Tucci on a live stream hosted by Ethan Van Sciver. When leftist Twitter trolls started tweeting about it, many social justice-minded creators were flabbergasted and cried that they no longer felt that Dynamite was a safe space for them. Cue the
what the fuck does that mean? Because it's a cover. It's a cover that you're specifically going to a crowdfunding site to support. If you're walking into a comic shop, you're getting Vampirella, Vengeance of Vampirella 1 with the Vengeance of Vampirella 1 regular cover on. What's Nick Barucci doing? Is he running around with fucking white cowl on and a fucking noose? What's he doing? Is he hoarding babies in his cellar to feed off their blood in an effort for eternal life? Why? What is this safe space bollocks that they're talking about? It's fucking buzzword. It's buzzword bullshit.
I love this. As I write, I'm finishing work on Red Sonja number 24, which concludes my contractual obligations to Dynamite Comics, after which I will no longer be accepting any further work from Dynamite as long as they continue to any affiliation whatsoever with Comicsgate. I'd be like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah,
no one turned down money. What the fuck?
Yeah, if an employee of my company came in, or even if they were a freelance person, they said, "Hey, I'm no longer going to do any work for you if you do business with them." I'll go, "Okay, bye." Don't dictate how I run my fucking company. Don't dictate who I can speak and not speak to. Fuck off. Who the fuck are you? Get out of here. Get out of here. Wish you well in your future endeavors.
This Ryan Higgins here is like, I will no longer be stocking Dynamite comic titles at my store. What store? Are you even fucking open?
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to have a huge fucking effect, mate. That's going to have a huge effect on life. But you know, another dumb comic shop saying, "Hey, I don't want to make money. I don't want to make money in something that wouldn't even affect my store because it's on a crowdfunding website." Because I'm a fucking spanner. So yeah, I just it's so beyond stupid. It's unreal. It really is.
All right, I got a couple super chats here. Redline Fiction, thank you so much. Says great vid as screw Dynamite. God bless it. Yeah, your video was amazing, dude. I watched it just before we went live here, a while before I messaged you. And that's of course what inspired me to message you. I'm like, obviously you're very passionate about this. And then GMTC Podcast sent us another super chat. Says Tucci's Hellcat lost over $2,000.
And that's not too that. I mean, it's bad. And not, this is what you get. This is what's going to happen. It's not Billy Tucci's fault, but this is what's going to happen when. I mean, you know, we don't know certain other things which go on behind the scenes. All I would say is if you are an aspiring creator, if you're somebody that wants to get into the comic book industry, if you're somebody who doesn't want to toe the line with you know, the mainstream, then what I would say to you is create your own IP. Don't let anyone have control of an IP.
Yep.
Create your own stuff, which is owned by you, like Cyberfrog, like Jawbreakers, like Iron Sights, like Graveyard Shift. You know, make sure you have full control over it so shit like this can't happen. Because as you know, as unfair as it is to Billy Tucci, Nick's opened this. Nick has by bending the knee for whatever reason, you know, whether it is the pressure of the IP holders, whether or not it is his decision, whether it's the pressure of the clear campaign by the Karens to probably, you know, contact them, whatever, for whatever reason it may be.
Right.
Nick's got to understand that when he bends the knee, he's going to piss off everybody who's been supporting Dynamite because of their willingness to be open for all. But when you know, and I don't mind per se him being a fence sitter, in as much as I don't mind him saying, look, I want to give work to people in Comicsgate, and I want to give work to people out of Comicsgate. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. I understand that and appreciate that as a businessman to make money. But when you take away business because of an affiliation with a group of people who just want to make good comics, who don't want to be bound by political agenda, who don't want to make a fucking pledge that you won't rape the face of your employees, then you know you're gonna get massive blowback by them, and people are gonna come off. They're gonna pull their support from campaigns. I said myself, I'm being totally honest. If I wouldn't do it to Anna, I wouldn't do it to her campaign. Right. But you know, there was another Dynamite campaign that I was supporting that wasn't Cecil or Anna related, and if I had the capacity to have pulled it there and then, I would have done.
Right. I mean, we should say this first. Welcome, Scribelight and Rob, to the chat. How you doing, Scribelight? It's the first time on the channel. How you been?
All right. Did you mean to tweet out the link to the StreamYards?
No, I didn't, but I deleted it. Did you catch it before I
did. So yeah, I thought it was.
That's all right. No, you're good to go. You're all right.
Okay.
That's fine. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have sent it to you. This caught me off guard, just like it did as. Experiment 626 sends in a $2 super chat. Says we'll probably refund Miss Fury due to this. Yeah, I don't know. Look, as far as like canceling things and all that kind of stuff, don't cancel Anna's cover if you're somebody who's ordered it. I highly doubt Cecil would want that.
I highly doubt Cecil want anyone cancelling
Exactly.
anything.
And it might send. Yeah, go ahead.
But you got to speak with your fucking wallet. And I know it's not. I know it sounds unfair to people like Billy Tucci and Eduardo and other, other people like that. And I know that some people are very against cancelling books, but I'm a person of principle. And when you literally pull something because you have been not forced, you do have a. Right, okay. If Nick has bent the knee because of the Karen campaign, he gets everything that he fucking deserves. If Nick has bent the knee because of pressure by the IP holders, I guarantee you the pressure from the IP holders came from fucking Karen in the first place. So he was damned either way. And I don't want to support a company that is going to, on a dime, say who is allowed and who isn't allowed to draw a fucking cover. I can buy a comic today in a shop about sex between two fucking gay disabled people, but I can't buy a cover of fucking Cecil on a magazine.
Right, and not only that,
they're
giving into basically
me?
blackmail in the end. And like Mecca
What's
said,
this blackmail?
She made a video about it yesterday. I was talking about it last night because I was dealing with it in my Facebook group. These guys were trying to find every little thing they could to make Cecil look bad. They took this one panel with this one joke, and I'll show it here in a bit. We'll talk about it. Rhino 4563 cents, $2. Hail as we will not bend the knee to cowards. Hell no, we will not. And then Captain Hare says, as we can we count on you to help strap Rob to a chair when it comes to show him the Feiger cut of Ghostbusters 2000?
You just won't let that go away.
No, he wants to torture you. He's a sadomasochist. We figured that out. Thank you for the chuckle. Appreciate that, Captain Hare. But no, like I was saying last night, these guys were out just for blood. They were out for blood. Because I was talking about this on a couple streams last night where this page has been going around. I'm trying to find it here so I can pop it up in the stream here. It's fucking hilarious, actually.
Of course it will be. Cecil.
But they were trying to say this was racist and bigot. Okay.
Okay. Show me the race. Show me the racism.
How is it racist? There's two white people in it.
Okay, I'll just read the panels. Okay, it just moments later.
No, read it out, and I'll stop you when I get to the racism.
Okay, I'll even do it with voices. Hey, Tubby, what's with the costume? Is there some kind of pride parade or something? No, my dear, I am NYC's newest superhero. Totally straight and totally available, by the way. Give me a break. What's with the dick on your head? It stands for diversity, inclusion, compassion, and kindness. I vow to protect the feeble in our society, like chicks and imbeciles.
Okay.
How noble of you.
Okay, that was a sexist comment. It was a joke. It was a sexist.
No, they didn't say anything about that one so much. There was one person who bitched about that, but that was like, are you serious? Anyway,
yeah.
So like,
it's a joke.
Yeah. How noble of you. Hey, my purse. How awful. Fuck, if the cops find out what's in my purse, I'm a dead woman. Hey, Dick, ain't you supposed to be a superhero? It's Cecil. And do you see the size of that guy? He's gigantic. Besides, he kind of like black. I don't want to add to his oppression. Kind of black? He has red hair, you moron. Can't you just call the cops?
How's that racist?
Exactly my point.
How's that? Because you said the word black.
Yeah.
Well, the Cecil is every Twitter activist when actually faced with having to do something in the real world.
Yeah, yes. Well, in that picture, yeah. Hello, that's not racism.
No.
Winners.
That's satire.
That's not racism.
That's satire. That's like saying a modest proposal is actually advocating for cannibalism. I mean, it's just satire.
So there's a video, a character I do called Dr. Az. And in one of the videos, there was something related to black in it. And I said, I totally understand with me being black, of course. And that was the gag that, obviously I'm a pasty fucking white guy. And there was like black dudes in the comment section fucking pissing themselves at it, saying that was fucking hilarious when he did the da-da-da-da. It's called humor. I know that they don't understand humor and they can't understand and appreciate humor, but it's just called humor, darling. Fuck's
Welcome,
sake.
Anthony and Rob. I know you haven't had the chance to say hi yet.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Az. I think it's first time I'm talking to Az, isn't it?
It may be your first time actually talking to Az. That's correct.
Yeah, I was about to say it's humor. I'm like, didn't you see Family Guy? We live in a post joke society now.
Yeah,
What's going on?
yeah,
fellas?
we do.
And how you doing, Anthony of Dark Gift Comics?
Hanging in there.
Frickin' Anthony.
Been following this since it dropped on Twitter.
You know, I got to say though, I am lucky though. There was only one instance where somebody actually heckled me on stage for that they didn't like a joke, and I told the joke about going into the back room of a video store back in the day and perusing the adult section, and making sure you didn't stray too far into the gay territory. And I had one guy say to me, I am from Germany and we are more open-minded than that. I'm like, oh, the Germans telling me to be more open-minded? Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Frega Boom is in the house. I sent you the link if you're not busy, buddy. This retaliation was for the Whisper Network expose. That doesn't surprise me if that's true. There's a lot going into this. Like I said, there's some things I don't think we can talk about yet, but yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, I read the whole thing of about the Whisper Network. They're going to hunker down and they're going to try to get back as many people. They're going to take down as many people as they can. You know, Gail Simone ain't going down without a fight, and that's what she says to her husband every night. So, I mean,
Cesajopian, if I'm saying that right, Cesajariopian. I'm so sorry. This strategy reminds me of Dynamite censoring Vampirilla, Red Sonja, and Deja Thoris. Am I saying that right? Deja Thoris? Deja Thoris. Okay. Deja Thoris.
Isn't it? Go on.
No. Am I saying it wrong?
It's fine.
I don't know that character. I know Red Sonja and Vampirella.
Okay, but what is this about? Fill me in though about Anna's comic. I mean, they want to cancel her too.
No. There was people who were talking about canceling their orders for her comic as well.
No, don't, please don't. No,
yeah, like we said, for Anna's comic, please don't. For everybody else, like Az said, that is not involved in the situation, go for it, I guess. I mean, that's where I would stand on that too.
Hey,
I'm not advocating for anyone else. I'm saying my own personal, because I only speak for myself.
That's true.
From my own personal, because I just keep it real. I don't want to mislead and I don't want to lie to anyone. You know, and so I just said if I did have any other campaigns that were opened by Dynamite where I could have received a refund back, I would have. But I don't, and so I didn't. And so the only money that's coming back to me is from the Cecil campaign. But I would never have refunded Anna's project.
Let me tell you something. The whole thing. If this is retaliation for the Whisper Network, let me tell you. Okay, you know what? You got caught. That's it. You got caught. You colluded to If any of this is true, you've colluded to destroy people's livelihoods.
That is true.
And you got busted. Okay.
Dude, they've been open on Twitter doing it. Fucking Mags and Joe Glass, who's a fucking absolute tool bag, and Kwanzaa, the racist. Kwanzaa is a massive racist.
Oh, that guy, he wrote America's Sweetheart, that the literature devil.
Kwanzaa wrote black, and then he wrote white. Those people, you know, they were openly trying to get rid of Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh yeah,
Mags just won't let it go because she sees Sean Gordon Murphy, or saw Sean Gordon Murphy as a meal ticket because she's a talentless hack.
You know.
So yeah, these people are just vicious. Just imagine if they put all their effort into canceling people into actually doing some work.
You know, okay. Message to everybody and you want to try to cancel me? Fine, go ahead. I don't give a shit. You can't cancel me because I cancel myself on a weekly basis. You know what?
Fired every show.
Yeah, you fired me more times than Mr. Spacely as far as George Jetson. So I mean, that's something.
There's a deep cut.
Yeah. That joke's so old it could vote. But anyway,
Fired. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
like Cecil told Ethan, it wasn't the economy, it wasn't everything, it was COVID. You did this to the comic book industry. You destroyed the comic book industry. The best you could do was Riri Williams and Kamala Khan. The best you could do were the New Warriors, Snowflake, and Safe Space. What did you think was going to happen? People still want comics, and now you're pitching a fit because Cecil, Ethan, and Richard C. Meyer and everybody else, they go out and they raise gobs of money.
I was going to say, that's what it is. It's because Cecil hit $1 million and fucking
Ethan
Ethan
hit $1 million with Wrecked Planet. Ethan hit, what, 800,000 with the first Cyberfraud campaign?
I think so. Daniel Parker sends him $5. Refunded.
It ended up on, after all the campaigns, it ended up on 1.1 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it went over.
You know what?
Right, yeah.
You know what, Gail, Kelly, Zoe, you know what, all you people, you know what, Heather Antos, go out and try to raise that kind of money. Go out. Let's see you do it. You can't.
They can't do it.
You can't.
I really want to get caught up on these real quick because I do appreciate everybody sending in the super chats. Daniel Parker sent $5. I refunded Miss Fury. I feel bad for Billy Tucci, but I won't give Dynamite a cent of my money. And that's your choice, like Az was saying. You guys got to make your own choices on this, but don't be hasty and like go out and cancel Anna's comic or something like that over this too, because I highly doubt that's something Cecil would want. That's all I'm saying on that part. Eskimo Phono sends in $1.99, says, "Wow, Dynamite, I hear you, man. That was my first thought on that as well." GMTC sends in another super chat, says, "How could EBS possibly defend Nick after this move?" I haven't seen if he has.
No, Nick Ferrucci. The
Dynamite.
owner of Dynamite.
I don't know if he has, as far as that goes.
If they're all campaigning to get people fired, I mean, can this be considered racketeering? I'm not a legal expert, but I mean this seems highly suspect.
Well, no, this is how they get around it. They make slight comments, but in mask, so it's not like one person doing like tortious interference.
Yeah.
Were you going to say the same thing?
No, I just said this is cancel. Welcome to cancel culture, and have a nice day.
Yeah, right. Sketch Therapy sends $5. Says, "War Campaign is selling the message that you should cancel Anna and Tucci in protest of canceling of Cecil. That's not just moronic; it's oxymoronic."
Of course they do.
That's kind of what we're saying. Is like I think it might hurt the cause more than help at this point. So I'm not sure if that's something that I would necessarily do myself. But again, like Az said, we don't want to sit here and tell you guys what you should do or whatever, anything like, or even appear to in any way. You know what I mean?
Brigading, Rob. It's brigading when they're organizing to go and cancel people.
Yeah.
Well,
like Boom says, this is cancel. Yeah, just like.
I got a general question, and I understand that this is fresh and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But does any of this surprise us anymore? I mean, secret message boards behind the scenes in any particular industry trying to align against those who.
That no, but Verrucci doing this is kind of like, especially since he's friends with Ethan and Cecil's friends with Ethan.
Yeah,
like Verrucci goes to Ethan's house. They pop beers.
I think there's more to this. Look, I think there's more to this than we can discuss or even know at this point. I've discussed a few things with people. Like I said, it's like you just said, it's a fresh situation.
Yeah,
we don't know what everybody's moves are going to be yet.
I can tell you this, though, that they do go after, because I've had them come after me, and I have very little to do with Comicsgate other than knowing people in it, right? I don't promote the comics usually. I don't make a point to really cover it so, like, a super amount. And just because I know Ethan Van Sciver and I know people like Cecil, I've had some of their haters, at least some of Ethan's haters, try and come after me with their crazy, so.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about before, too. It's... Yeah. And pretty much infested everywhere with the bullshit. Eskimo Photo says he'll just super chat Tucci. If you want to, go for
it. I saw that. I saw that interview with Kelly Sue DeConnick. If you don't like my politics, then don't buy my book. It's that simple. Then when people don't buy my book, sexism, misogyny. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, huh?
Well, it's because they think
you told me not to buy your book.
Yeah, because they think there's this imaginary crowd there. And yeah, Anthony, you were going to say something. You're also sharing this tweet from Sci-Fi from ETV.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I saw him in the chat, so I didn't want to make it like I was stealing his thunder. But I want to say good job on him for having
I did
this
send him the
quote.
link too, but we're getting pretty full up here. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he has this quote, from Barucci from February, basically calling out these two tweets here, calling out cancel culture, and it surely has not aged well as of today. You know, like, I mean, this was just him a few months ago saying cancel culture, for some has allowed politics and personal views to affect the comics you order. We need to be open to everything. We need to service everyone. And then the bottom one there, at times there is retail minority that are allowed in the that are allowed in the equivalent to keyboard cops, and they may not realize it, but they border on bullying. And basically, he just caved to the bullying.
Well, there's got to be something else. Somebody, I mean, it's possible somebody has a C shift like that in themselves in a couple of months. But if that was his belief at that time, there's got to be something that's forcing his hand here beyond what he would do otherwise.
That's kind of what I was saying.
The only logical thing that you can think of is the license holders of Red Sonja.
Yeah, there's forces at work that overrule him on this one.
I imagine that they would not give a shit in reality. I imagine that if that is the case, if this is the licensees, the only way that the licensees have kicked up any fuss is if they were contacted. So I think one way or another, regardless of the way that it's been handled, because of Nick Barucci's stance, and so they've been like, okay, we know that if we shout at Nick, he's not going to do anything. But if we contact the license holders and just say, hey, look at all these racist, sexist, Nazi bigots that are making apolitical comics which aren't racist, bigoted, or anything. These are horrible, horrible people, and they're using your license to get into it. And they've just gone, oh, okay, let's pull that support then.
Did Gail Simone used to do Red Sonja for Dark Horse?
Yeah, well, she did work a little bit ago for Dynamite, not too long ago.
Well, I'm just thinking if she had any. I mean, and again, I'm not trying to start conspiracy theories, but if it was we're going to do an end run around Nick, presumably from her past work on Red Sonja, she has contact with the Conan and Red Sonja license holders.
It's a good possibility. Good possibility. Whenever Gail Simone's involved, and we do know that her piss and whisper network of cunts that are more interested in fucking cancelling people than actually producing content, we all know that they are just vicious pieces of fucking filth.
Well, I know I can say.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were getting involved in any sort of
the thing is
cancellation shenanigans.
On that side, what we were just talking about before, I can say this much because I just found this out. The SJWs were targeting people, okay? Not just Dynamite. And I think Az is right that it had more to do with the IP holders than it did with Dynamite themselves.
Yeah.
It makes a certain amount of sense.
That's all I'm going to say on that for now.
But even if that's the case, now they are dictating who works and who doesn't work for Dynamite.
Yeah. But I just want that clear. I just want that
fuck
clear.
it anyway.
Well, and the other thing too, Dex Luthor makes a good point. These IP holders. How many Comicsgate covers with Vampirella have been done so far? This one involving Red Sonja. I think
that's the issue with Red Sonja.
But Fraga did a Red Sonja cover and nobody put up a stink.
Well, he's got a history with Image though.
But the whole
the
whole point, according to that expose about the Whisper Network, is they wanted to drive certain people out of these jobs so they then themselves could take these jobs, as if by default then people were going to buy their comics. And they're not. Yeah. It's not. That doesn't listen. That's not how it works. You got to put out a quality product. I'm not going to
pay regardless, though. They get paid whether people buy it or not, and I don't think they care anymore.
Exactly. They're basically work to hire. And Willie Woodward, respect to Rob's Rage, which we got a little bit of taste of there. And I want to formally welcome Mecca and Jason, right, from Sci-Fi for Me TV. to the podcast.
Sorry, I was just jumping in and interrupting.
No. I wanted to just give you a formal introduction. I don't want to be rude. Ord's Board, my boy, sends in $1.99, says, I'm going to start taint hunting these. That is why he is my boy.
Ow.
That's right. You get him. Get him. You ever
I
guys
didn't
ever
mean
see the
to,
replacements?
My urologist would not approve of
You
that.
guys ever see the replacements?
Long time ago.
The
Yes.
football movie. Remember the
band.
part? Remember the part Favreau plays in that? And he's like, "I'm gonna get you the ball, coach. I'm gonna get you the ball." That's my Ord's boy. Bikini $97 says it's sad to hear because I loved Amy Shu's run on Red Sonja. Nevertheless, I'm still backing Anna's Vampirella cover, and yeah, that sends a message as well. As long as I believe anyway.
Anna's cover is already in fulfillment, though, right? You can't cancel.
I think so. Yeah, I think people are already
people
starting to get it.
Good.
Well,
Yeah.
did you see the Bleeding Fool article that just dropped about a half hour ago by Rich Johnston? It's very underlined with veil threats that they're going to go after whatever covers are still in fulfillment. I mean,
Of course,
not
well,
fulfillment.
Dynamite's now a compromised company because this is what happens when you bend the knee to the masses. This is what happens when you allow an industry, and this is more of a generalistic comment. You've allowed your industry to get fucking infiltrated by these people, and now you have no power. The people who were in it before, they have no power whatsoever. It's all the fucking screeching harpies getting Tom the cuck fucking king to say I will do a pledge not to rape people. We've got Heather Antos, who's got Scott Snyder as her bitch. Scott Snyder, yes, Heather, no, Heather, 3 bags fucking full, Heather, because not one man in this industry has got any fucking bollocks anymore. You got, what's he called? Fucking Tom fucking Taylor celebrating the fucking industry doing well in 2019 when Marvel and DC collectively made up 14% of the fucking industry. You weren't even a fucking sloppy seconds, for fuck's sake. 80 fucking 6% of the industry had fuck all to do with your garbage. And he's there going, no one's buying our stuff due to diversity and stuff. Your fucking industries are doing nothing. The 2 major US companies are doing nothing. You're not contributing whatsoever. You've allowed yourself to be run by these people. Nobody's fucking putting the hammer down. If I was AT&T, I'd get rid of DC in a fucking heartbeat and license out the fucking characters. Get rid of that fucking mess of a place. Disney has full fucking reign over Marvel, and Marvel's run by Sama Amonot, and so she don't give a shit because she's part of the fucking problem. So your industry's completely compromised, and now they've got their fucking knee on the neck. Ooh. Yes, there's a very fucking apt phrase.
Too soon.
Too soon. Dynamite Comics.
Too soon.
And they fucking suffocated the life out of it. So now, regardless of Nick Barucci's stance, he can't do shit. Because if he puts anyone onto a cover that they don't like, they screech, and he has to fucking defer. Because now, whether it be through themselves or whether or not it's because they've got through to the licensee, they have control over his fucking company now.
Yep.
We have a word for those type of
I don't
people.
think there's going to be a next Anna campaign. I know she's got something in the works, but after reading this article, Rich Johnson, he just says, he goes, the Indiegogo, because technically the campaign is still up as of right now. He goes, the Indiegogo campaign is still up. There are other Comicsgate related projects live, and there have been no public statements regarding a change in policy going forward. It's not the apology or commitment that some may have wanted.
Well, Rich Johnson's a fucking bitch as well. He's another bought and paid for bitch.
And he's gotten connected to this Whisper network through that first part of the expose. We're still
and they don't even like him either. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, and thank you for addressing that super chat there, Anthony. I appreciate that. McKinney sends in another $5. Oh, I read that one. Okay, that was the one I bopped around on. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure I get them all. I thought I missed one, but I didn't. Okay, Chrissy, I wonder if we got that one. All right, here we are. I'm not canceling Billy Tucci's book, but it's the last Dynamite book I buy or back that isn't secondhand. And that's, that's how you're going to send a message, I guess. As far as Anna goes, I don't want to comment on that right now because I'm not sure what's going on with that situation, and I do know the deal has a little bit more to do with other things. So right now, I'm not going to comment too much on the Anna situation. So until her and Cecil and others are able to really speak out on it,
I'll tell you what. Right for now, though, I am not. I was going to fucking get my pull list completed up to a certain point, and then I was going to stop from the mainstream. I'm done right now. I'm done. I ain't fucking buying another comic from DC, Marvel, fucking anyone. They can all fuck off now.
I don't know if losing sales is really going to change anything. I mean, if we're talking about...
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I know.
It's absolutely fucking irrelevant. It's my fucking money.
Yeah.
It's my money in my 30 years that I've invested in these cunts. These fucking bullshit artists. These absolute cowards. Every fucking man in the fucking comic industry right now should be hanging their head in fucking shame or looking in their fucking Heather Antos's or Gail Simone's purse for their fucking balls. Because nobody's got a fucking set. Not fucking one person. Every fucking one. Scott Snyder, you're a coward. Tom King, you're a coward. Every fucking one of you. You just forgot Murphy, you're a fucking coward. You had the opportunity to speak out. You had the opportunity to put a fucking foot down on this cancel culture. And you fucking rolled over onto your belly and fucking let them fucking tickle you. Every fucking person in the mainstream industry is a fucking coward. And everyone in that fucking Whisper network, you think you're coming for us, you better be fucking careful with everything that you've got going on your fucking timelines, because digging goes two ways, darling.
Has been listening to my rants on.
I think so, but no,
Hi, Az.
Az has really made me think here. Somebody please look up for me, Rob or Mecca, if one of you guys ain't too busy. Look up the numbers for the last year for Red Sonja.
I have something to add to this. Like these people, they're not just, we have words for these people. They are collaborators and sympathizers that go and bend the knee to these companies. I mean, they have the balls and the audacity to call us the N-word, that rhymes with Yahtzee all the time. But that's exactly what these people are. They are actively trying to censor, actively trying to publicly remove and shame and demonize an entire ethnic group of people. They are publicly anti a certain gender. They're anti-freedom of choice. They're anti-freedom of expression. These are exactly the fascists that these people are they claim that they're against. And anytime you see these companies just collaborating, sympathizing, bending the knee, that's what they are. They're collaborators. And we need to treat these companies as such. And I'm so tired of this shit.
Call them not collaborators, conspirators.
Conspirators, that's what they are. They're
Unrelenting Male says torturous interference. Maybe that's the term.
Tortious interference. Yeah. Again, it's difficult to prove if you have it coming in the shotgun fashion.
Let me see.
I think some of these people are not necessarily cowards so much as they're complicit, like Mecca is saying. They're actively participating in the campaign. It's like
they're accessories.
They're accessories. Yeah. It's like Ethan was saying the other day that Rich accidentally let slip that Sam Humphries had organized a bunch of people at DC against Ethan. Said we're never going to work with Ethan again. Well, that's illegal, and it's that kind of thing that this Whisper Network is a part of, and who knows how many of the men are actively participating in this. They might not be in that group, but they're at the very least affiliated, associated.
They're working for woke points and pussy points for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't have the numbers up for the year, but for June 2000,
terrified they're going to be next on the fucking list.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to save their jobs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Self-preservation as it is. I don't have the numbers for the year, but Red Sonja. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 Red Sonja titles that were on sale. Out of I don't know how many titles, but it was number 153 in sales, and it sold 13,160 copies. That's the main book. That's for the month of June. That's for the month of June. That's for the month of June.
13,000.
13,160. Red Sonja, Birth of the She-Devil was number 125. Sold 16,502. Red Sonja, Vampirella, Betty Veronica was number 154. Sold 13,145. X-Men in its heyday in the 90s would sell 200,000 copies a month.
Let me just break this down for you. Cyberfrog just made over $1 million. And they're fucking worried about bending the fucking knee to these fuckers? We get more views on our videos.
I get more views on my Star Trek Lower Decks videos than these people getting comic book sales. What the crap?
Wow.
But if
I don't
you
get
don't
that
like
many views yet.
But if you don't like my politics, you don't have to buy my
Well, you
book.
should,
That's
Jason.
simple.
If you guys haven't checked out Sci-Fi for Me TV, do so. But like our After Dark podcasts, even though I make them private or not private, but unlisted afterwards, we still generally get at least anywhere close to 1,500 to 1,200 views on average on those. And our big channel videos get tons of more views. Like, how can they even justify bending the knee for those kind of numbers? It makes no sense.
My Bill Murray documentary got almost 700,000 views alone.
Well, and here, Dex Luthor, that kind of answers your question here. The IP holders think EBS good, but Cecil bad. That makes no sense. The IP holders, they were looking for this was calculated. You see, EBS is a little bit too big to tear down. Cecil's not.
This is retaliation for the
Yes.
network.
And how is the easiest way to get to somebody like Ethan? Is through like Cecil, through somebody who
After a friend.
Work your way up the ladder.
Yep. It's just like a fucking supervillain.
That's because Ethan's uncancelable.
Yes.
They can't cancel him. They can't cancel him because he's fucking bringing in $1 million a comic. It shows the level of support that we have for him. It shows how much we're behind him as a fucking person. I recently have been going back through video after video of Ethan at conventions, going way back to mid-2000s, because I wanted to see if there was a change in the person. I wanted to see if there was a shift in this person that would kind of spark some kind of at least understanding of why they are so hell-bent on destroying him. And in every video that I've seen with him at his convention, he behaves like he does today. He messes around like he does today. He says the same kind of jokes that he does today. He's polite. He's courteous to the people. He'll say some risque humor. He'll come up with some silly songs. He's just the same person.
Mm-hmm.
And people can see this sort of thing. He's on all this. Oh, he's a Nazi. He's a this, that, and the other. Nobody has seen anything whatsoever that would support. There's about fucking 5,000 white genuine Nazis in America or something.
It's only because he voted for Trump. That's the only thing. They just are so goddamn insane.
There's a reason
about Trump anymore. I'm like, fuck off. Vote for the next guy next time. Quit your bitching.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing it. And that's all it's about.
I keep saying there's a reason why in America, in principle, it's a secret ballot. So this kind of shit doesn't happen. It's none of your business who I vote for, or who Mecca votes for if she voted, or who Tom votes for, or Anthony votes for, or Ethan votes for, or Richard C. It's none of your damn business. It is none of your business. Okay?
And how does Ethan's vote, how does that affect his ability to draw a comic?
It doesn't.
Not in the slightest.
It doesn't.
It's so mentally backwards. It's unreal.
And on the flip side of that, how does canceling Ethan or how does canceling Cecil? Let's just say, for purposes of discussion, okay, how does canceling Cecil? Okay, fine, you canceled Cecil, you took away his cover. Fine, Flint, Michigan still has no water. We still have a disease running rampant through America. How does that help?
It does. Well, here, okay, if you take a shot at the king and you make it, you just beat the king. I mean, who's at the top of the game? I mean, it's not necessarily about they're evil or anything. It's that they are the highest. They have to be brought down. It's the whole how the mighty have fallen. So not only is it a matter of making a win in the industry and conceivably in some abstract way opening up a slot for you as things trickle down from the top, but if you can take down the king, you're the hero. That's what it is.
But it's not, because this is a cover for Dynamite. What they were scared of is the fact that Comicsgate was encroaching on the mainstream industry.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing that they were afraid of, because when Cecil does his own independent comic, like he's done, he's pulled in $176,000 with cash grab.
Mhm.
This was the fact that the mainstream industry was recognizing the 25% increase in crowdfunded comics, that they were recognizing that crowdfunding and Comicsgate was getting massive amounts of support now. And they were recognizing that they wanted, if they were to do business, considering how pathetic Diamond has been, falling apart, how the industry fell apart in 2 fucking weeks when COVID came around, how Marvel are flooding the shelves with absolute fucking bullshit and not asking for and not allowing returns or anything like that. They saw an opportunity where they could make, for the first time in some fucking years, some money.
Yeah.
And
well,
the industry doesn't like that.
These things aren't mutually exclusive. Taking a shot at the king while also advancing your own ends towards keeping out those you oppose. I mean, it's going to work, especially with the path of least resistance. You find something to just dig on, like Trump or whatever the hell else. Because right now is the time. If you're going to take somebody down over the piddliest shit, now is the time.
Okay, guys.
The only person they've fucking taken down is Nick fucking Barucci and Diamond and fucking Dynamite Comics. They've taken down one of their own fucking players. The fucking idiots.
All right, I got to time out for a second.
They're going to withdraw their support from fucking Dynamite, and they're not going to go near that. Cecil can go off and do his own crowdfunded. Everyone else can go and do their own crowdfunded. It's been massively successful. They've gone, ha ha ha, we've managed to keep Comicsgate for the mainstream industry by fucking over Dynamite.
Well, I just got to say time. I'm so sorry, but EBS is going live right now. I want to catch up on these super chats super quick.
Let me just say though, really quick, Tom. This is not just taking a shot at the king right now. This is about burning down the kingdom. Yeah. This is about scorched earth. If they're gonna take if Marvel and DC are going down, everybody else is going down with them.
Right. Well, I want to catch up on these real super quick because I'm sure everybody's going to want to go over there and listen to him anyway. And I appreciate all you guys showing up here. I want to thank Anna and Bleeding Fool for sharing out the stream because, of course, we were demonetized anyway. So you guys sending in all these super chats has helped. But it's not about this stuff. But I want to catch up on these because you guys have taken the time and the effort and the money to send these in. I lost a lot of them. I can't share them on screen already, but I do have them up here. Christina Nardone send in $2, says justice for Cecil and Anna. Thank you so much. Ordsboard says this is why I love Az, and I love him so much. We do not bend the knee. I added that last part. Or the so much part. Love and Az rant 2020, the year that was canceled, right? Thank you so much for that, Cash Kester. The Lock sends in 10 euro or no pounds. No surprise that male-dominated entertainment was hit first. That patriarchy needs smashing after all, but the evil runs deeper. Talented people represent inequality and must be crushed by the envious. Yeah. Wow. Truly, thank you so much for that, The Lock. Laura Wind, sends in €5. That was euros. Righteous anger of angry white mage. Preach Az, love you guys. Yeah, as you know, I mean, he's right about everything he's saying here. So I can't even begin to thank him for coming on and sharing his passion with us today about this because he said so many things I wish I could say. Lord Ian Malcolm sent in an Australian $2. Says Caesar loved pie, then he loves pie now. More
Caesar loved pie then, and he loves pie now.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say. Okay. 16-bit mascot says, hey, fellas and lady, good show. Cheers. Thank you so much. Eskimono Phono says, crazies think they have a chance for a cover now. Yeah, well, we've been talking about that.
Will it look like the Marvel going out on Wednesday covers?
Yeah. Right. And again, I really don't want to drag us out any longer because I know you guys are wanting to hop over there. Tell EBS we sent you. Here is the link in the chat. I want to thank all of our guests for showing up. Script Doctor showed up at the last minute. Say hi.
Hi, and what the heck, Dynamite? Come on.
Yeah, and I want to thank Scribe Light for showing up. I want to thank Anthony for showing up. I want to thank Jason for showing up, and of course Mecca as always for showing up as well. And Az, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your passion and your views on this. You know, I love you so much. So
no problem, dude. No problem.
This is just bullshit. Let's go hear what EBS has to say about this, guys. I thank you so much for popping in. Again, thanks to Bleeding Fool and to Anna for sharing out the stream. Thank you so much, guys, and we will catch you on the flip side.